Well, welcome to Legion Outpost. I'm glad you guys are here with me. Today we're going to be talking about some of the upcoming and new exciting things that are been released from Atomic Mass Games at Adepticon 24. We're going to take a quick look at some of the things that they've revealed, and we're going to talk about what we think and where we feel they fit in and all of the stuff that's going to happen. And so let's get right into that. And we're going to first take a look at the Empire stuff. And so the Empire seems to be the favorite child of AMG. They really like it, and most people seem to like Empire anyways. So maybe I'm just one of the odd ones who don't really care for the Empire. I'm more of a rebellion guy. And so we're going to take a look at what we got coming up for the Empire. So the thing that we've already revealed before, we have our range troopers, but now we have a little more information. Here's the full spread. You can see the 6 models there with the spread. We know now that we are, because of the way they've done this, we've had a bit better opportunity to take a look at what we get in this box. And so we're get range troopers. It's 4 units, so that's 4 units. It is 1 health each, red save, and 2 courage. It appears to be a black dice. And you can put in a heavy and a support, or not. Not really support. What are they called? Why can't I figure that? Anyways, you can equip a extra unit and then grenades and comms. And so they have 2 heavies. One is range 1 to 5, 2 red dice with impact 2, which is kind of cool. And then there is another heavy, which is range 1 to 4, 2 black, 2 white, which is pretty good. For range 4, you're going to be throwing 6 black, 2 white. That's a pretty good range 4 through. They're called range troopers after all. And then you can just add another range trooper, which would bring you up to 7 black and 2 white if you had that unit. The cost is 60, which is not overly expensive. It might be even a little cheap. They are not a regular core unit or anything like that. They are a support unit. So we are seeing now infantry support units, which is cool. Like, it's not, I think it's a really good move to start doing this. You can put different infantry in different ways and get more different types of infantry, and they're not overly expensive. And so, as I said, red, they only have a movement of 1, but they have scale and spur, which is kind of cool. It lets them get up quick, higher, and the spur allows them, well, you can take a suppression and increase your movement. They also have Indomitable, which is really handy, and they have Armor 1, which is kind of like, you know, see they're built in big armor, and so they're going to be a little more survival. But they have Advanced Tactics Trooper 1. So we were wondering about Advanced Tactics, if the Advanced Tactics would be different, and you could still have different names, but maybe it was more specific. But no, this is just any trooper. If you are shooting at a trooper, you can't measure first. So you have to declare your target before measuring. So all those people who like to measure in between and stuff, it specifically says you have to declare your target before measuring. And so if you don't measure, you can declare 1 target and only 1 target. You can't split fire when you do it, and you'll get a free aim. So it just gives you a little bit more ability. Maybe you want to move then aim, but you can't do that. You can get your shot off, so you still want to get that shot off. So now you can declare your target, move, and then go. But you cannot measure before. It strictly says that in there. So I think this is a interesting thing. They come out May 24th. They, as I said, they really love the Empire. There's so many cool units, and we've been talking about getting things from Solo. Like, I would love to see some of the things that aren't Empire related, maybe a little bit of Rebellion or even mercenary related. We'll talk more about what we think needs to be added to the game in my video that's called Dear AMG. If they watch it, maybe they'll see what we think. And I'm going to get you guys to go down in the Discord after and tell me what you think we need in the game, so that when I give this video, it's not just my thoughts, it's the people in the Discord's thoughts as well. There will be a link to the Discord in the bottom of this video. Okay, let's go on to our bonus Empire stuff. And look at this. Now, come on. How can you not like these troopers? Even I would play Empire for these. Like, this is cool. Imperial Riot Control Squad. They did say that you will get 2 K2 droids in this. This is just amazing. This reminds me of a unit from Imperial Assault. You got your shields, and this gives the... it looks like the leader there has a big sniper rifle, and then the rest kind of have small weapons and melee weapons. And so this will give you an option to kind of be a little more cool with the shields, and you can shoot into melee. And yeah, it's kind of cool. Like these just look amazing. I just like these. Now you know, they're not purge troopers. They kind of have that feel. I eventually think we will get purge troopers, but these are just really cool. And this kind of thematic with where we're seeing the rebels moving in the next little while. I would say to AMG, well done on this, just the modeling of this. I don't know the rules, but this Imperial Riot Control Squad, I like the look of it. So that's just my personal opinion. I really like that. So let's move on to CIS, and we got some CIS news. And here we are. We have got a better rendition of something that was already given to us in just a quick rendition. So now we got some color to it, and the way they took the picture kind of makes it look funny, but they appear to be on the same base as speeders, but that could be the ATRT base, but it appears to be the speeder size base. And then you got the same kind of thing here with the aqua droids. Now the aqua droids are kind of cool. They are the droids that go into the water and they pop up all over the place. You've seen them. I think it'd be cool if you got to see some different units that kind of go with that. And I'm assuming they're going to be able to infiltrate. They're probably going to have stuff that doesn't let them hinder. And they'll be kind of the droids version of, I think they're going to be probably a support just to go in there, but they could be a heavy even. They could be the droids version of the Dark Troopers, which is kind of cool. And because they're on these slotted base, I wonder if they are 2 separate units, and they're going to be 2 units of 2, like a lot of other things, and you get 4 of them. It'd be cool if you got extra. It'd be really cool if they do that. They don't do that very often. They'll give you more than you can do with 1 unit. They like you to buy the extra, but this is Q1 of 2025, so it's a long way off, and in Q4 of 2024 for the droids. So right now the droids aren't getting anything new in the near future, and I think they're in a good place right now with the experimental droids. They did very well in the worlds this year, and so I think the experimental droids, I tell you, if you're playing droids, you're playing experimental droids probably. They are really fun to play, and they give you a lot of variety and choices, so it makes the game fun to play. So that's really all this CIS is getting, not too much at all. And then we're going to go to clones. The clones are getting a fair bit here. They are getting some cool stuff, and I put the wrong picture there for the zoom in picture. That is okay. Well, I guess what we're working with. So anyways, we have our clone commandos. They are kind of cool. They come in a set of 4. And so I don't have the zoom in picture for them. So it'll be harder for me to kind of read what they've got here, because that's just going to be a little bit harder for me to read as I'm getting old and my eyesight's not good. There are 75 points. There's 4 in a unit. They have a range 1 to 2, black and a white. And then they have 2 blacks, and they have a weapons upgrade, which would be cool. You can add some different weapons. They have a comms upgrade, a grenade upgrade. They have a training upgrade. They have a upgrade for equipment, but you have to equip the armor, and then you wouldn't want to not equip it, because basically what it does is, if say you roll your defense dice and you don't get any blocks and they're killing 4 of your unit, wiping your unit, well, they can only kill 1. So you expend that. It's a one-time use, and that armor saves the other 3 units, and you only lose the 1. They also have shielded one, and they can replenish their shield. and they have target 1, which gives them an aim. So they're pretty good overall. And they're the ones that have complete the mission. So you can kind of put them in a good spot, and you can infiltrate them in because they have infiltrate, and put them right where that circle is. And if you're shooting anything in that area, within that range area of that, or you are taking damage in that area, you get surge to defense, and you get critical 2, which is really good. Now they've already told us there is another named unit of these. And so you're gonna have to buy probably 2 boxes of these, one to play the normal, one to play the other one, and the other card might have some different upgrades and better stuff. So that is not revealed yet. So we can only guesstimate or kind of think about what might be there. But let's look at some of the other things the clones got. The clones got a plethora of stuff. They're really building up their clones. They're trying to have the clone people in love with them. They do have a less stuff out right now, so I don't think that's bad. But they're really got a lot of cool stuff, and I think clone is sneakily really good, and sometimes we forget that. And so this is kind of cool. The ARF troopers unit, there is a lot of them. I can see 1 heavy for sure, 2 maybe 2 heavies, and 4 and a personnel upgrade. But here's the other thing. Jedi attachments. You can attach non-named Jedis to them. And so I believe they might come in all one box. That'd be great if they did, but I would say maybe they're going to sell them in 2 different boxes. I hope with this Jedi, they give them lots of different faces and lots of different, it seems like the same pose, but with different robes, but it'd be cool if there was a ton of different faces. You can see that they already had at least 2 different arms. It might even be 3, well, you can pose with 2 swords, 1 sword, 1 double-bladed with the arm reached out. So right there, I can see 3 different poses, 2 different heads. Well, not heads, but 2 different, like the cloak things. It'd be cool if they came with like 5 or 6 different heads, so you could really make this your own Jedi. And then they get to attach to the ARF trooper units, the ARFs. And so it's kind of a really cool little unit. And we're getting some good love here. Now, I really wish the Rebels were getting some of this love, like, maybe Spectre Cell or something, it would be cool if we had a little bit of love on the Rebel side. But we do have a lot more units, so I'm not complaining for all those clones players, because we are way more advanced in amount of units and stuff. But the clones here, they are getting the Bad Batch as well. This one was spoiled before, but now they've given us the cards to look at. And so if we go over to a Bad Batch, they're 160 points with 0 models. So you have to equip all those. I wonder why they did it that way. Why wouldn't they just give a point value and let you equip as many as you want? But maybe that'd be too powerful. Because we don't know what all the cards does. We do know Hunter's got a pretty cool ability. It's a free action. If he's in range 1 of somebody, he can basically take a wound off somebody. So I guess it's for his knife, because there's no other thing there. He can throw his knife or whatever. It's like a forced choke, kind of, because it takes a wound off. Except for you have to roll to see if it happens. So it's not just a free thing. It is free and it doesn't have to take an action, but it may not work. And so I like how they're doing that. And then we have Crosshairs here, and he's got critical 1 if it's the only weapon being shot at that range. So if you split fire with him, and he has high velocity, pierce 1, and he's got precise 1, which is going to help with your re-rolling and dice. The critical 1 only kicks in if it's the only weapon, though. Otherwise, it wouldn't kick in. And they have range 1 to 2, speed 2. They have equip, Hunter, Wrecker, Echo, Tech, and Crosshairs, which you have to equip all them. They have scale and steady, and steady's really good. That's going to be good. They're going to be able to shoot a lot. They have sharpshooter 1, which is good. They're going to be able to punch quite a punch for 160 points, to be honest. Even if it's just all this regular guns, like that's 10 dice steady, and sharpshooter. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. I'm sure other guys are going to have other weapons too. 160 points. Maybe they should be a 200-point unit, but I don't know. We'll find out. We're not regs, so they can't share tokens, which is good, and they can't be added to fire support, because if they could add fire support to a 10 dice starting point, that would be pretty bad, and maybe even more, because who knows what the other guns are going to do. Now, Omega's there, and she's only there for the Rebellion. You can see the Rebel symbol there. There is a Rebel part of this, and the Rebels are a mercenary unit for Rebels. And so, and she can kind of add, well, she has 2 white melee to range 2, but she can kind of spread out you to grab things, because she can claim sabotage and repair things, and she's a counterpart, and so that's kind of cool. And I believe he says she costs 10 points, so you're going to be looking at base cost of 170 for the Rebels, unless they don't have. I could see them not having crosshair. I think the Rebels could end up with 4, but not crosshairs, or even 3 and be a little cheaper. I could see that being a thing. They don't have crosshair, and maybe they don't have echo. I could see that maybe being something, and that'd be kind of cool. And so they could have a different thing. But let's get into the Rebels then. Right now, I think because the Rebels got so much stuff in the past, but they're not in a good place. I would call them the ugly stepsister of the Legion right now. They're getting the Rebel Sleeper Cell. They've changed the name. They had a really bad name for it, Saboteur. This is kind of cool. You got like some like meerkats there. You get a droid. There's going to be probably 5 and then some upgrades in it. And they're not going to, I can't see them being very expensive, and I can't see them being very, like, I think they'll be kind of just, they come out of the maybe infiltrate. They've got incognito or something like that. Something to give them the fact that they're just part of the populace and they're coming to fight. And they're probably going to have white dice on both ends, maybe a surge to hit, and some stuff that Droid can do. So yeah, I think it's kind of cool. I think, it's nice whenever we get some new units, and but I really would have liked to see more like Saw Gerrera's type guerrilla warfare type, maybe even more than this. Like, these guys might be in that range, but it'd be cool to have Saw. And so, yeah, like, this is just, it's good. I'm not complaining. We're getting new stuff, but I believe they probably could have did something more with this, but we don't know the full reveal here. This is just the first. This is actually their next now sculpt, because this is kind of like a box art type thing. So we're past the rendering stage, and then we got a roadmap of what's coming up. So basically, all that you just saw in 2024, and then you have the few things at Q1, and then Q2 and Q3 are all reprints so far. They probably will add more to it, but that's your reprints, and we'll get to that in a second. And then they have Terrain coming out in Q1 of 2025. The Outer Rim Battle Terrain Pack, and they say that this will be kind of the height of a barricade. But I like terrain and all, but if they're going to do terrain, I hope they release some new battle cards with it, so we can have some new objectives and stuff. That's what I liked about when they did the terrain. They gave you something in the game. Well, otherwise, if you're not a complete person who likes everything like me and tries to get everything, why buy the terrain? Like, even the crashed crashed X-Wing, I just have it sitting over there. I haven't opened it because there's no card value to me. But I like having the terrain, but it would be better if there's something that I can play in the game. Now, of course, I can play the missions that they've got in there that are like story driven, and I really like that. I would love to have like a campaign style thing done up, and those are something that would be cool. I'm writing my own stuff for more campaign stuff as well that we're going to be playing through on the channel. But yeah, I'm really excited for all the stuff that we've been revealed. So let's get to the recasting. So we have some recasting here, and this is all the recasting that they've showed so far. We do know that they are recasting Scout Troopers and the Rebel Commandos as well. We have Vader in his recast. We have Luke, which looks pretty cool. It's not Farm Boy Luke, and that's Jedi Luke, and I'd rather have seen Farm Boy Luke. Leia they've redone, and that's pretty cool. I'd like to see Hoth Leia too, but that's just me. Maybe she'll be a thing. Our stormtroopers, they look much better, but we're seeing the same thing. We're seeing a lot multi poses of the same unit, and the rebels, at least they didn't do that. It's interesting that they did the rebels like this. They've changed guns here. If you look at that Rebel Heavy at the end, that is not the normal Rebel Heavy. That is the same heavy gun that you have in the Rebel Veterans. So maybe we're getting a new card to add to the Rebels, so they'll become a little more playable. But these are just renderings right now, so who knows? But they look really cool. Really kind of look like maybe this is the Ryloth group, because they all got a bunch of them. Twi'leks. And so then they announced that they've done Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't think he was horrible, but this is a different sculpt of Obi-Wan. I like this sculpt too, so I'm happy for a new sculpt of Obi-Wan. And then they did General Grievous, which I kind of thought maybe was not the best idea. Like, his sculpt's pretty good. He's already in hard plastic. They basically changed the cape a bit. I'm not going to complain. It's a new look. I have like 6 Grievouses already. I don't need another Grievous. But if they're going to do that, why wouldn't they redo Han first? Why wouldn't they redo, Veers or something that's, actually Veers looks pretty good for the soft plastic. He's one of the better ones that soft plastic, even in the Empire, but he doesn't get played very often. But yeah, like Grievous didn't seem like he's already in hard plastic. So they didn't really like his cape, maybe. I don't know. Like, yeah, but, they said, well, we got to do them because we did Han, and okay. Not necessarily. So I think maybe that might have been a bit of miss, but that's just me. And so I would like you guys, if you got made it this far, like, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to like and subscribe. And take the time to watch some more of the videos. We're really pushing to get the video watch up. And we are going to be, we're in studio next week with the team. No, that's Easter. Next week, 2 weeks from now with the team. And we're going to get a bunch of gameplay videos done and maybe some hobby videos done. We haven't done a couple hobby videos in a little while. And so we'll be filming a bunch of games, trying to get a few games in, and then we'll start releasing our games. And we've been playing a lot lately. We played a lot to get ready for the tournament we all went to. And you can take a look at the tournament video. It'll be posted up here, up somewhere here. And we talk about the tournament results we had. And we just had our monthly gaming night where we get together with local communities for Star Wars games. And we have that every month, and so that took up a week there where we're getting everything ready for that. And so all our local communities around within a couple hours. We don't have a gaming store in an hour and a half of us, but we invite all the communities around, and we get together once a month in our big area that we have to play games, and we set up 6 or 7 tables and just play whatever games you want. A lot of Star Wars games. We played Rebellion, and it was cool. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And we're going to be doing some Imperial Assault stuff, and there was some Armada being played, and Shatterpoint being played, and a lot of different games. But if you've gotten this far, please like and subscribe. And the next video will have our winner of our prize giveaway, and so then we'll be starting a new prize giving away after that. And so we're excited to see what we can do in the upcoming videos. So thank you guys for being a part of the team. Remember, the Discord is in the bottom. So if you want to be entered in prizes, you have to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to be a part of the Discord conversation about my next video that we're going to be doing is a letter to AMG, and just tell them kind of what we've been thinking and what we'd like to see. And so it'll be fun. Okay, talk to you later, and may the force always be with you.